With Death the Kid, the Grim Reaper's son, we immediately break the rules, establishing that you have to have a duo, but Kid decides to have two partners. Kid is so obsessed with symmetry because he is asymmetrical.
You don't really need to be training weapons or reclaiming souls.
I want to make my own weapons to my own specifications.
I never really cared for Kid's OCD with symmetry. It's not funny and only serves to interrupt the plot rather than add comedy relief, and also somewhat trivializes people with actual OCD. When it comes to Liz and Patty, I think it's better to think of them both as a singular character as they function and grow simultaneously. Kid is very one note, and that, wow, this is a lot. No wonder so many people assumed all anime was hentai. His ability to perform hinges on whether or not he sees something as symmetrical. If he has too much respect for the enemy, then he'll let himself be beaten, which isn't really so much a character trait, but more of just a weakness that doesn't do much to contribute to his character at all. That being said, Kid does have the best theme music by far. Kid's introduction is the weakest out of all of them. So, what's the contrast between Kid and Liz and Patty? They actually don't touch on it in this episode, which is why his introduction is especially weak. But don't worry, I'll just tell you right now. Later on, they tell you that Kid is supposed to be born into a higher class, literally being a different specimen as he's not really human. He is part death. He's a Grim Reaper. Liz and Patty grew up poor on the streets, having to fight for everything they had. Kid never had to struggle in that way. You can think of them as the rich and the poor and the upper and the lower class working in tandem with each other to achieve something greater than they ever could alone. Kid holds the front line as he powers up his ultimate and he dies. Then he gets better because they thought it would be cool, I guess. Now his hair stripes start connecting because it's part of his power. He has become fully symmetrical. Pretty sure they're doing this just because Kid didn't really have a big ending moment to cap off his non-existent character arc. So they said, let's just give him a cool moment and call it good. Then he faints and that's it. Ashura isn't dead.